Today on the Visioneers,
Come on, hop in.
Thank you.
we'll meet a junior storm chaser working to save lives.
It's basically an early tornado warning system.
We'll journey into the biosphere and uncover the secrets of our planet's future.
It is what we expect for the real rainforest in about 100 years.
And we'll make a surprise discovery about the future of farming.
You're telling me that there's volcanoes in North Carolina here?
I'm Zay Harding. Join me on a mission of discovery
That is incredible.
to meet the dreamers who are building a future that protects our planet and each other. Welcome to the Visioneers.
Did you know that tornado warnings usually give us about 13 minutes before a tornado hits?
That's not that much time, especially when tornadoes can travel as fast as 60 miles per hour. And with shifting weather patterns, the frequency of tornadoes is rising, putting more people in their path.
So one kid thought, wouldn't it be great to have a gadget that could give us even more warning? Here's what he's doing to help.
Anirudh Rao is just 12 years old, but he came up with a big idea for a tornado detection device that will blow your mind.
I started this when I was about 5 years old. So I was living in Nashville, Tennessee. So one of my friend's home was destroyed in a tornado.
Oh no. So you're thinking, I can either sit here and take it, or I can do something about it.
Yeah,
What was your journey? Like, where did you start?
I had a kindergarten project, so it was like trying to create an invention.
And I'm going to talk about a problem where houses are getting destroyed by wind and tornadoes.
So this is kind of what I do, and not really that great, but it's basically an early tornado warning system.
Hang on. This is your actual assignment that you turned in kindergarten. You still held on to it.
Yeah.
Anirudh continued to fine-tune his idea for a tornado detection system since his kindergarten project. He's gone through many design iterations and has ultimately devised a 3D printed box that attaches to a drone and houses sensors that measure infrasound, temperature, pressure, and altitude.
It's called Revere, named after Paul Revere. You know how he warns the people? My device warns people of tornadoes.
What happens when there's a tornado?
There's gonna be a difference in temperature significantly. Same with pressure also.
Tornadoes form when warm, moist air near the ground rises and mixes with cold, dry air higher in the atmosphere. During a thunderstorm, this mixing causes the air to start spinning. As it spins faster, it can create a funnel-shaped cloud that can reach the ground and become a tornado.
And almost 75% of tornadoes in the entire world happen in the central USA. The Tornado Alley, which is a few states where tornadoes happen a lot, is moving east, and the cities are more densely populated.
Tornado Alley, which includes Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska, experiences around 1,000 tornadoes a year. Having an early detection warning system could save countless lives. And unlike Doppler radar, which detects a tornado forming, Anirudh's device can discover a tornado before it even begins to form. How much warning would we have?
With my device, we can increase it to 40 minutes.
So we'd have another half hour of warning time to grab our stuff and run, or just hunker down and get in the basement. Those extra 30 minutes could be the difference between survival and being swept up in disaster.
So it includes a network of autonomous drones. Then it also has an app which simulates kind of like a base station. I use something called infrasound, which is a low frequency sound that tornadoes produce from 0.5 to 10 hertz in their early stages.
How do you measure infrasounds?
So I use the ADMP401 sensor. So this is a sensor that measures infrasound.
Okay, so if this thing alarms and lets you know, hey, I'm measuring something, then you know you better run, right?
Yes.
And who are you working with?
I'm working with NOAA, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Wow, so your findings are actually being documented legitimately for research.
Yes.
So is it at a point where we can actually fly it up today?
Yes, definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we try it?
Yes, we can.
Anirudh and I head out to an open field to take his invention for a whirl.
Oh, here we go. Whoa. That's exciting.
The device continually measures infrasound, temperature, and pressure and sends the information back to an app that Anirudh designed.
The frequency of the vibrations up there is different than down here, yeah? And here we might not be able to detect it, but in the air we can.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
If there was any danger, we would hear a little alert.
Yes.
Right? That's the future right there. You realize, like, you're creating something that's gonna help the world. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good.
You are a visioneer, you really are.
Thank you so much.
And at such a young age, I know the future is just gonna be like limitless for you.
Coming up, we're heading into the biosphere to discover how tropical plants are adapting to a changing climate.
This is a coffee plant, and we have about 50 of those planted all over the rainforest here.
And later,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
a family farm using new technologies for sustainable growing.
That is incredible.
The Visioneers will be right back. As global weather becomes more variable, humans and animals need to find ways to adapt. By their very nature, plants are also rooted in the ecosystem. And when that ecosystem has drastic changes, how will the plants survive? To find out just how the great outdoors need to adapt, researchers have recreated Earth indoors. This massive 40-acre campus is modeled after 5 of Earth's ecosystems, and it acts as a completely controlled environment where scientists can experiment on everything from coral reefs to the savanna grasslands. Biosphere 1 is Earth itself, so this is known as Biosphere 2, where the 5 biomes include ocean, wetlands, grasslands, coastal desert, and where I'm headed, the rainforest. Through 6,500 windows, the mini ecosystem covers 20,000 square feet and was primarily modeled on the Amazon basin. Research in the rainforest focuses on the interaction between plants, the air, and water to better understand how rainforest plants process and adapt to these varying atmospheric conditions. Though there are over 100 plant species in the Biosphere rainforest, I'm here to meet with Dr. Joost van Haren, who is conducting one specific experiment on one plant that's very important to me, the coffee plant.
Right here, you actually can see this is a coffee plant, and we have about 50 of those planted all over the rainforest here in the low temperature, but also on top of the mountain in the high temperature.
And tell me about the holes.
With those hole punches, we can actually extract genetic material from the plants that's going to tell us how does that change with different temperatures. Coffee is the second most traded commodity across the globe after oil.
Sounds about right.
So that's where we want to understand how that responds to increases in temperature and climate change.
As we hike up this man-made mountain, the temperature steadily increases. It's a welcome break halfway up the mountain as we stop to check some of the monitors measuring temperature, humidity, wind, and soil moisture that allow researchers to get a detailed look at all the factors that could impact plant survival if global temperatures increase. But in order to find out if the coffee plants are truly adapting, we must continue our hike to the top of the rainforest canopy where the temperature hits a sweltering 100 degrees Fahrenheit every afternoon.
So we're actually here in the top of the mountain. This right here is hot. And all these plants that are growing here, they're actually normally low temperature understory plants.
So this is what you guys predict the real world will feel like outside the biodome.
It is what we expect for the real rainforest in about 100 to 150 years. Planting these plants 2 years ago, they're thriving at the lower temperature, they're thriving at the higher temperature. So we don't see any big differences between the different temperature levels. Based on what we learned from Biosphere 2, tropical forests will be able to handle the higher temperatures. We still are going to get a cup of coffee, likely.
Yes, I can stop sweating.
However, we know that with increasing temperature, it will lead to more droughts. And if we don't stop deforestation, we're going to reduce the amount of moisture in the air. If we get only temperature going up, we're fine. If we have temperature going up and moisture going down, we're in trouble. And these plants are in trouble. So we're not going to get our coffee then.
Although coffee will stick around through my lifetime, the experiments here at Biosphere 2 could provide significant insight as to how climate change will continue to impact ecosystems in the near and distant future. Coming up,
Oh, wow, it's like clay.
a family farm where volcanic soil powers the future.
Can I help?
Yeah, how about we get a handful and put some out?
The Visioneers will be right back.
Did you know that in order for us to get food on our table, farmers must go through a lot of work? It's true. First, they have to fertilize the soil. Then they have to add nutrients to make sure those plants grow big and strong. Then they have to add supplements to keep them from spoiling. Then they have to gather all the fruits and vegetables and then get them to our stores for us to buy. Did you also know that this process creates 10% of the entire total global greenhouse gas emissions? Luckily, scientists are working with farmers to come up with a solution to grow crops and cut back on those greenhouse emissions.
Farmers like Patrick Brown in Warren County, North Carolina, who's sharing with us how using tiny rock particles can have a huge positive impact on the environment.
Hey, Zay!
Hey,
Welcome to the Brown Family Farm.
Hey, thank you. It's beautiful.
All right, come on, hop in.
Thank you, thank you. So great to finally meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
My dad started me on the tractor when I was 6 years old. We were planting vegetables and corn and wheat and soybean, and understanding where food comes from is something that I learned at an early age that I still, to this day, teach my children the same. One of the major impacts as a fourth generational farmer here on the farm is to focus on soil health, environmental impact, and how what we grow affects everything around us.
The Brown family has been farming this land for over a century. Sustainability has long been part of their legacy. Now, Patrick is working with partners to bring his farm into the 21st century with a soil additive called basalt.
How's it going?
Good. You must be Willie.
Willie,
Hey, nice to meet you.
This is Zay.
Farm Brown, how you doing?
You're the basalt guy.
I guess I am the basalt guy.
And you love it when the basalt gets delivered, don't you?
Absolutely.
Tell me about basalt. What is it exactly?
So basalt is a volcanic rock that you can find all over the world, but here it is mined locally in North Carolina. We've actually just delivered some here if you'd like to take a look at it.
Yeah.
We are introducing more carbon into the atmosphere, and we need a way to control it and reduce it. So Lithless Carbon is working with local farmers to put basalt on the ground, which actually captures carbon out of the atmosphere and sequesters it into the ground and eventually takes it into the oceans.
Wait, you're telling me that there's volcanoes in North Carolina here?
Yeah, there's volcanoes all over the world. If
Did you know
go
that?
back
I
to the
didn't know that.
dinosaur
I
days.
didn't know that either.
More than 500 million years ago, active volcanoes were erupting not far from where we are standing. The resulting lava cooled and solidified, leaving behind volcanic rock.
Is this it here?
Yeah,
This is basalt.
yeah.
Oh, wow, it's like clay. So I understand that it is important, but how does it work?
Well, for us, we want to try to use as many natural amendments as possible.
And it's coming from the earth, literally.
Yeah.
You're not having to add anything to it.
It is a natural byproduct of what already exists. Mining's happening regardless.
The basalt that the farmers receive is actually waste material from mining in the quarry. The resulting volcanic rock particles are then gathered and brought to local farms where it can be added directly to the soil.
By putting this in the soil, the water that comes out of it and runs off is improved.
It does. Initially, what's happening is carbon's in the atmosphere. It starts to rain. That rain droplet captures a little bit of carbon with it. When it does that, it becomes slightly acidic. When it hits these particles, then it starts to break this down even further. And when that's happening, this material actually locks away those carbon molecules and they become bicarbonate. What the bicarbonate does is eventually goes into rivers and flows out to the ocean, and it's trapping away carbon for tens of thousands of years at that point.
So it never gets released back up in the atmosphere?
It will not get released back.
So it's actually pulling some of that greenhouse gases out of the atmosphere?
Yes. And once all that's happening, now we're turning farms all over the country into a carbon capture center.
And normally where this farming agriculture business produces 10% globally of the greenhouse emissions, we're actually producing 0% carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
We're going to actually be spreading some of this product today in our greenhouse. How about it?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I'd love to. Well, let's go spread some of this.
Coming up, I'll get basalt on my hands and help preserve the family farm for the next generation. We're in North Carolina on Patrick Brown's 160-year-old family farm, where he's on the forefront of soil science, using basalt to enrich his crops and also save the planet.
This is the greenhouse.
Yeah, this is where we grow produce year-round.
And who's this young gentleman over here?
My wonderful son, Clayton.
Hello, Clayton. How are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what Clayton is doing is putting out the basalt naturally by hand. He's trying to increase the pH levels of the soil to make sure that they're not acidic, so the plants can thrive, so they can be as luscious, green, and vibrant as they are right now.
It's important for farmers to know the pH level of their soil, or how acidic or alkaline it is, to create the best environment for their crops to grow.
They really are lush. Can I help?
Yeah, how about we get a handful and put some out?
All right.
All right. So Clayton, you take care of the Brussels sprouts, I'll do the green mustard, and you do the Siberian kale.
Since the 1500s, farmers have used limestone to counter acidity in soil. And Patrick was no different, but he switched to basalt when he discovered it not only helps the air by what it takes out, but helps the earth by what it puts in.
Compared to the traditional limestone dust that we have been using in the past, the basalt, on the other hand, has an additional mineral additive.
So these are like vitamins and minerals and nutrients for the plants, huh?
Yep, and the plants love it. They're not harmful to human beings, not harmful to animals. It's as natural as you can get.
We're really feeding the plants here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Since adding basalt to our plants, we've seen the plants thrive even more each and every year. Every year it gets better and better.
What is the benefit of a greenhouse?
So the benefit of the greenhouse when growing produce is that you can grow year-round. For example, in the wintertime, we could grow almost like summer plants.
Aha, so you're creating like a microclimate within here.
Correct. Growing up on a farm, learning from my mother and father the valuable lessons of growing your own food, it gave me a passion to grow food. As a fourth-generation farmer, I would love to see the farm carry on to the fifth generation, and hopefully Clayton will be that fifth-generation farmer that enjoys it as much as I do.
You like being a farmer, huh? When you go around seeing people eat, are you like, I helped grow that? Yeah? I bet that feels good.
I'm very proud of him because the main thing is he's understanding where food comes from.
As proud as Farmer Brown is of his son, Clayton is equally as proud of his dad.
I think my dad's job as a farmer is very cool. Because if there was no farmers, there would not be vegetables and stuff.
Sir, it is obvious to me you've taken farming to another level with this basalt. It's such a simple switch, but what an important switch it's doing, right? And you too. Thank you both. You guys are true Visioneers.
Thank you.
Welcome to the club. And I want to help you some more.
Let's go.
Let's go make a difference on this planet.
Don't go away. Visions of the future are coming up next.
vision is that together in unity and in peace, we can stop climate change. Keep working hard and keep doing more and more things.
It's just fun. I get to ride the tractor, and I like seeing stuff grow.
It's a time where we bond more, being on the land, and then he understands the cultural aspect of how his grandparents and his great-grandparents strive for excellence when they were building this farm.
My dad works very hard. He's a very hard worker. He's helping the world out right now, giving people vegetables. It's good.
Our goal is to reach billions of tons of carbon capture and reduce the impacts of climate change. And part of that is teaching and educating individuals to continue this work for the future generations.